Data science is the here and now and the future, and we want to provide our students with cutting-edge facilities and resources so that they can go out in the world and make important contributions to industry, government, and academia. Thank you to our generous donors, many of whom are here today, and everyone else who's made Data Science School possible. And now it's my pleasure to introduce President Jim Ryan.
Thanks, everyone, and thanks, Robert. I am going to say similar things to Robert, but I have the advantage of having a microphone, so you. It is really an honor to be here to celebrate the groundbreaking for our newest school and only the 12th school founded in UVA's 200-plus year history, which is to say this is not something we do every day. I would first like to start with my thanks and appreciation for all those who made this day possible. And that is a long list because this has truly been a collaboration of individuals and teams, which is exactly in keeping with the spirit of the School of Data Science, as I'll get to in a moment. So first, thanks to Jaffrey and Merrill Woodruff for their generosity and leadership in endowing the school through the Quantitative Foundation with the largest gift in UVA history. Thanks also to Will Fauché and Francis Johnson from the Quantitative Foundation, to Capital One, represented today by Todd Kennedy, for their investment in data science through the Capital One Hub, to generous alumni and supporters of UVA and data science at UVA, including the School of Data Science Advisory Board, to the Board of Visitors, including Rector Whit Clement and Vice Rector Robert Hardy, and former Rectors Rusty Connor and Jim Murray, to former President Terry Sullivan for creating the Data Science Institute and planting the seeds of this project, and to Don Brown, the founding director of the Data Science Institute. To Phil Bourne, the founding dean of the School of Data Science, along with his leadership team. I was just saying to Don earlier, I remember our first meeting with Don, Terry, and Phil in the president's conference room, hearing about the idea of a data science school. And I have to thank Phil, Terry, Don, and Jaffrey for persuading me of their vision and for answering 1 or 2 dozen questions that I had with great patience. Thanks as well to Honor the Future campaign chair Peter Grant, to members of the university leadership team, including Liz McGill, J.J. Davis, Margot Rogers, Anna Webb, Colette Sheehy, John Jeffries, and Mark Llewellyn, as well as teams in the Office of the Architect, and Alice Raucher, our architect, teams in the Office of the Architect, Advancement, Facilities Management, State and Government Relations, and Communications. And a thanks to the Faculty Senate for reviewing this project and giving their assent. So when Thomas Jefferson founded the University of Virginia, he literally redefined what it meant to be a university. And his vision for how faculty and students could live and learn together was a shining example of what a university could be, and an example that many others followed. 200 years later, and very much in the Jeffersonian tradition, we're beginning a new chapter with the School of Data Science and its place here on the Emmett-Ivy corridor. So what does this new school represent about the UVA of today? I'll offer 3 brief observations. First, even as we construct walls for a new academic building, this school will not be limited by them. It will be both independent and integrated. That is, it will advance the field of data science with a focus on subjects like machine learning, data acquisition, data analytics, and data visualization. But it will also draw from and inform disciplines like medicine, business, law, and engineering. And it will do this with satellites and outposts across grounds, joint appointments and visiting faculty, and a variety of undergraduate and graduate credentials for students both on grounds and off grounds. It will also be a welcoming and inclusive space for collaboration. And in all its endeavors, the school will be open and transparent, from its policies and procedures to results and data sets, in keeping with its special responsibility as part of a public university. What informs this collaborative approach is a belief, and a belief that I share, that today's most pressing and complex challenges will not be solved by data alone, nor by one faculty member or department working alone. We will make progress Only when we bring multiple perspectives to bear in our research and teaching, and when we disseminate our findings clearly and openly with other scholars and the public. My second observation, and Robert hit on this a bit, the School of Data Science will be an anchor for this Emmett-Ivy corridor, which is a parcel of land a bit more than 14 acres in size. And to give you a sense of that scope, it's larger than the lawn. This is an unprecedented expansion opportunity for UVA. And while the rotunda, the lawn, and the original academical village will always be the spiritual heart of the university, this corridor is and will be its geographic center, bridging the north grounds and the athletics precinct with central grounds and creating a more cohesive whole. This spot will also bridge 3 interrelated areas of study and activity, each of which will have its own anchor. When we first envisioned how this parcel could be used, a team came up with the idea of focusing it on 3 themes: creativity, discovery, and democracy. And the idea was that bringing people together who work in these 3 fields would lead to collaboration and synergies that we could both expect and ones that we wouldn't be able to predict. And the idea was that each of these themes would be anchored by a particular building. And I'm delighted to say that we've made enough progress that we will have anchors for all 3. So the creativity nexus will be anchored by a new performing arts center that will expand arts opportunities for students and draw performers from across the nation and around the world. And to orient you, it will basically be across the green from the School of Data Science. Democracy will be anchored by the Institute of Democracy, and this will bring together many strands of study and teaching already happening across grounds, and that will be your neighbor to the left if you're looking north. And of course, the School of Data Science will anchor discovery at Emmett-Ivy. The landscape and buildings will be designed to be welcoming public spaces that will foster the kinds of informal and chance interactions that spark learning and create connections across these three themes of creativity, discovery, and democracy. And we will attract and host visitors with a new state-of-the-art hotel and conference center, which will include a cafe, a visitor center, a spacious ground floor living room for gatherings or study, and what we're referring to somewhat elliptically as a food and beverage amenity on the roof, which you could describe in a pithier way, but that's what we've been told to call it. As never before, members of our community will have the chance to connect with residents of Charlottesville, scholars, scientists, artists, and speakers from around the world, and I couldn't be more excited to see what the future brings. Finally, this school represents what it means to serve the nation and the world. Data already shape our lives in ways that we're really only beginning to understand, and UVA will take the lead in mitigating its risks and maximizing its benefits to society. Those working in this school will undoubtedly strive to make discoveries and breakthroughs that could literally change the course of human history. But at the same time, this school will focus on responsible data science and take seriously the need to think carefully about and question the ethics, law, and policy surrounding the explosion of data and its myriad uses. In establishing one of the very first schools of data science in the nation, UVA has an incredibly unique opportunity to pioneer an inclusive approach to a field that is driven by a desire to discover new knowledge and a commitment to the public good. And in my mind, there is literally no better person to lead the way than its inaugural dean, Phil Bourne, whose vision and expertise have helped shape this project from the beginning. I'm incredibly grateful to Phil for his partnership and his hard work in making the School of Data Science come to life. And with that, I'd like to invite the Stephenson Dean of the School of Data Science, Phil Bourne, to say a few words. Thanks to all of you for being here.
I will be very brief, but I just want to say when we first thought about coming to this site, it wasn't a slam dunk. We thought we would be here on our own for quite some time. As Jim has just described, and as Robert mentioned as well, that is clearly not the case from day one. It's going to be an enormously exciting opportunity for all of us. And the fact that we can integrate ourselves with so many other aspects of what's going on in the university is really what as a school, we're all about. And I couldn't actually be more pleased about the way things are going. As Jim also pointed out, it really does take a village. And I won't dwell on thanking people again, but please, with the bottom of my heart, I'm so grateful to you all for making this happen in the way that it has. I'll just highlight a couple of points with respect to our core values, which I think are going to be important as we move forward. The first is the sustainability aspect. It was actually when we had the meeting that Jim alluded to, he said, well, the first thing you do is got to show me the school's going to be sustainable. And it is sustainable financially, but it's also sustainable with respect to the building we're putting up. And what better opportunity to then do data science on ourselves and explore ways to make our school even more sustainable as a building. As part of the Discovery Nexus, we'll have these public spaces where researchers, business, I think the idea that we have integration with the private sector is very important to us. And so we really look forward to having a real ecosystem of a variety of different stakeholders working with us here, including people from the city of Charlottesville, the Albemarle County, the Commonwealth, and certainly beyond. So I would like just again to thank a few people. First of all, Jaffrey and Merrill Woodruff for your incredible generosity and for making all this happen. We certainly wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for you and the Quantitative Foundation, so thank you very much. Thanks to Capital One and Todd Kennedy here for actually helping us with the Capital One Hub, which is the entranceway to the new building. And of course, my colleagues in the UVA leadership, Jim Ryan, Liz McGill, J.J. Davis, Colette Shealy, Margot Rogers, and so many more people I've come to admire in the 5 years I've been here. It's taken 2 years of planning to get us to this point. Our architects of Hopkins and VMDO and the construction team of Gilbane let us know that they have never seen a group of future occupants of a building be so engaged in the process of the building. I wasn't sure whether that was a comment or a slight, but in any case, that really happened. And I think everyone in our school has played a really important role in where we are today in terms of designing active classrooms, designing our faculty space, designing our multimedia facilities and so on. So that's really happening. And I'd also like to thank particularly Arlen Burgess, who really, above and beyond, spent inordinate number of hours in the meetings getting us to this point. And thankfully, I didn't have to attend them all, so I really appreciate that. Claudia Schultz, who chairs our building committee, and Wendell Collins for all her efforts from the fundraising perspective. A vital interface between the architects that we employ to do this job and us as complete naive people trying to design a building, of course, is the University Architect's Office. And I'm extremely grateful to the people who are standing in the back there, and I can't read all the names, but Alice Raucher, Don Sungren, Riley Roussos, and many members of the team. It's interesting, you learn a lot about people as you do this kind of process. I learned as we were going along that Alice and I share our love of Beatles music. And in fact, we started having email exchanges that were really based on lyrics of Beatles songs and titles for those songs. So all I can say, Alice, is it's been a long and winding road, and we needed help. So thank you so much. And finally, our advisory board has been with us the whole way, certainly helping us with the input on the design, and will continue to help us as we fill it out. So I'd now like to turn it over to the data science students who actually, as they walk into the building, young and wide-eyed and raring to go, smart as can be, we want them to walk out to be the new leaders through those same wonderful doors that you're helping us put together. So with that, I'll turn it over to the students. I don't know who's going first. So Chelsea Alvarado.
Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Chelsea Alvarado, and I am the president of the Online Student Council. I'm currently in my 4th semester, and I'll be graduating this upcoming May. A little bit of background on myself. I graduated from Sweetbriar College in 2017 with a Bachelor's of Science in Psychology and minors in Math and Biology. I spent a year in mental health, and then I quickly transitioned into neuroscience research, and that's where I discovered my interest in data science. So I began to consider UVA's program after finding out about it, and I spent a year mulling over whether or not I was going to apply, because I was like, it's UVA, this is competitive. So then I finally got the courage, and I went ahead and applied, and I was accepted. And then I began my first semester last fall, so fall 2020. There are many reasons I chose UVA to complete my master's. Primarily the capstone experience. How many capstones have you heard of where students get the opportunity to collaborate with faculty, alumni, companies to solve real-world problems with real live data? I haven't heard of many. The creation of this physical space for the School of Data Science brings endless opportunities for current and future students. Not only will this space be a place for collaboration and learning between students and faculty, but it'll be a place for life-changing relationships with classmates, professors, and alumni. As a first-generation student, the daughter of immigrants, the School of Data Science has given me the knowledge, skills, and connections to accomplish what my parents dreamt for me, a better life. Thanks in part to the program and the resources available to me, I'm glad to say that I was recently able to accept a position as a junior biomedical data scientist collaborating with the NIH on Alzheimer's research. Had you told me this a year ago, I wouldn't have believed you. As a native Virginian, I'm a bit biased, but UVA truly is a pioneering institution of higher learning, as demonstrated by the establishment of the School of Data Science, the first of its kind. So I'll leave off with, I'm just excited for the lives that are going to be changed thanks to the people and dreams that this building is going to hold. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Well, I'm Felipe Barraza. I'm the president of the Residential Student Council. And my journey to data science actually started in the summer of 2020 when I enrolled in UVA's Launchpad program. There, I took John Kropko's data science class and was introduced to a field I had never heard of before. I was intrigued, so I decided to reach out to Patty Edson, the former director of admissions at the School of Data Science, and ask her about this master's program that I had heard so much about. Through my conversations with her, I realized that data science was something that I wanted to do after I graduated. But I still needed to come back and finish off my 4th year of biomedical engineering here at UVA. So I decided to take that last year to explore how those two fields intersect, and I took a BME data science class with Dr. Mete Chevelek, where I realized I really love data science. I think the most important thing I learned in that class is that your time in data science is 97% frustration and 3% success. I know that seems like a daunting metric, but to me, it perfectly encapsulates why I love working as a data scientist. That frustration motivates you, it keeps you growing, keeps your mind sharp, and then when you succeed, it's just sensational. Also, I know that frustration wasn't just unique to me. I know everybody struggled, and that kind of forces you to collaborate with other people. I think that's also why it's so cool to be in this master's right now, because I'm surrounded by wonderful individuals who are ready to engage and help each other out. I know without them, I couldn't be doing it. And also, in only 4 months, we've already garnered a great sense of community. That's actually why I'm super excited for this building, because I think it'll be the place for students to come and engage, collaborate, share ideas, and also struggle through Bayesian probability and machine learning. I'm also looking forward to coming back as an alumni, where I have just one building that I need to visit to say hi to all the faculty and staff, connect with the future students, and also take advantage of all the comfy furniture I know you'll put in there. To me personally, this building will be a literal launch pad for future data scientists, and that's really cool. So I want to give thanks to everyone that's making this possible, and also for attending such a momentous event. I also want to give special thanks to all the wonderful people that helped decorate the shovels. I think they came out wonderfully, and I can't wait to take pictures of them. Thank you.
Well, it's clear that Felipe and Chelsea represent the future of what we hope to see in the school as the students pass through the doors. So thank you very much for that. I will inform you that everything you do in life from now on is going to be 97%, you said 7, maybe it could be even 9, frustration and 1% inspiration, but you'll get there. So, and that includes building a building, I should say. All right, I think with that, we are ready to actually do some shoveling. So and then, of course, you're all invited. Wendell's going to direct the traffic.
Everyone on stage, go to the shovels, and then we have Jeffrey, Merrill, and Todd joining you for that.
After the hard work of watching us pick up 3 micrograms of dirt, you're almost welcome to come to the Colonnade Club, where there'll be refreshments.
And then after this, we'll be doing some other agreement, like an advisory board, team meetings. We'll call you as we're ready.
We will be doing a major photo shoot by the sound of it. All right. I told you it was a team effort. There you go. Thank you.
One, two, three. Now, look up. Make sure you look up.